University of Oklahoma. Accepted as NASA astronaut in 1978. Sixth American woman to fly in space. Veteran of 5 space flights. At one time held the record for longest continuous stay in space by an American and by a woman. Prologue. Anna Fisher sat alone inside the dim cockpit of the Space Shuttle Challenger. The dark midnight sky painted across the cabin's glass windows above her. The cramped room, often the setting of vibrant chatter and activity, stood still and quiet that night. The analog screens on the main control panel displayed only gray. Thousands of metallic switches, hand levers, and multicolored toggles blanketed the walls and ceiling around her, all motionless. In the dark, she gazed at the little devices intently, making sure they stayed right where they were. All the switches had been configured in just the right positions for when morning came, when the space shuttle would ignite its 3 main engines, generating more than 1 million pounds of thrust and rocketing a crew of 5 into the heavens. Clad in a vibrant blue onesie flight suit, standard issue for a NASA astronaut, Anna, a medical doctor by training, reclined on her back, stretched out in one of the cockpit's chairs. With the shuttle fully upright on its launch pad, she loomed high above the Central Florida coastline. The cockpit put her roughly 18 stories up, though it was hard to tell in the dark. The only indication of the height came from the eerie light filtering in from outside. Bright xenon floodlights surrounding the launch pad bathed the spacecraft in a ghostly glow that seeped into the cockpit's interior. Anna may have appeared to be the cabin's lone occupant that night, but she actually had some company. A large belly bump pushed up against her suit as she lay in the darkness. Just 1 month away from giving birth, Anna's soon-to-be daughter, Kristen, was also present. The sight of a pregnant astronaut was an unusual one for the shuttle cockpit. Anna was just the second in the Corps to become pregnant in the space program's history. For decades prior, such a thing hadn't been possible. The astronauts had all been men. Anna's job was simple that evening: maintain the status quo. Earlier that day, other astronauts and flight personnel had been inside the cockpit, flipping the more than 2,000 switches and buttons to their current settings. After the teams had finished their task, Anna took over to keep a watchful eye on the cabin. She was there to ensure no switch got accidentally flipped to the wrong position, a tiny error that could jeopardize the launch. Anna wouldn't be flying in the morning, but she'd still be key to avoiding a last-minute delay or abort. It wasn't a glamorous task, but it was crucial. Plus, Anna loved it. After 5 years of sometimes grueling training, this night's assignment was a fun one, a tiny dress rehearsal for when she'd fly on the space shuttle herself. She was also demonstrating her full commitment to the job, proving to any lingering doubters that her pregnancy wouldn't get in the way of her astronaut duties. Most of all, she was doing her part to guarantee the success of the mission on deck, a flight that would become one of the most consequential missions in NASA history. The night was June 17th, 1983. The next day, fellow astronaut Sally Ride would become the first American woman to fly to space. The late-night hours transitioned to early morning ones, and Anna eventually left the cockpit to make way for the crew. Once she departed Challenger, flight engineers began pumping more than 500,000 gallons of freezing liquid propellants into the spacecraft's massive external tank, a bulbous burnt orange structure strapped to the shuttle's underbelly. Picked for their propensity to combust when combined, the super-chilled liquids would sit inside the tank, waiting to come together and ignite, at which point the vehicle would be lofted into the sky. NASA's giant countdown clock, located on a grassy field a few miles from the launch pad, ticked away to the exact moment. A few more miles away, a small, curly-haired brunette stepped through the open gray metal doors of the astronaut quarters and out into the pre-dawn nighttime. Surrounded by her 4 male crewmates, astrophysicist Sally Ride, wearing a light blue onesie flight suit, descended the ramp out of the building, smiling and lifting her right hand to give a slight wave to a nearby crowd of photographers. Her face didn't betray any hint of nervousness. Resolute, she walked forward with her crewmates before turning a corner. Then, one by one, they climbed into an off-white Itasca Sun Cruiser RV with a horizontal brown stripe cutting across.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.